This is a traffic citation from the City of Kingsport. As you can see in the top, the state of Tennessee is also included as a co-plaintiff in this so-called case. You can see that this is a cell phone hands-free violation and that they're charging $149, but after you pay the additional fee, if you contest it, it ends up being around $163. And if you also notice, there is no signature. They're using a pin pad that you can't really even see what the ticket says under fear of arrest, and forcing people to sign this. It also says, if you look at it, failure to appear in court or submit bond by the date assigned will result in the suspension of your license. So, which is it? The state of Tennessee or the city of Kingsport? As you can see, this ticket was issued on Lynn Garden Drive and Hollywood Drive, which is directly across from the Lynn Garden Walmart. And allegedly, all of these statements are alleged. There is a so-called snitch that I believe drives around in an undercover black cop car with just a regular license named Cody, or who goes by the name Cody, and is wearing a headset, and he stands there at the gas station and he says, "I'm just watching people." Yeah, he's watching people so that he can set them up. And he claims he's been shot 4 times. I wonder why. It's my contention that they're using some sort of virtual reality, but regardless, this is a fleecing of the people, in my opinion. Since at least October 2025, the illegitimate so-called City of Kingsport building located at 200 Shelby Street, Kingsport, Tennessee, has a sign posted with what appears to be something reflective so that it cannot be photographed. The sign states, "No cell phones and no purses allowed." And as you can see from the first video, part 1, they are not only making you go through a radioactive metal detector, but one of the officers states that they're concerned about somebody's phone being used as an explosive device, which is absurd, because they have cell phones inside the courthouse. So if that were the case, then they shouldn't be allowing the officers to have them either. Not only is this a violation of our due process rights, the traffic court Judge Glenn Adkins stated that the court was not a court of any jurisdiction. It was a limited court. So he couldn't even confirm that they even had any jurisdiction. And the state of Tennessee doesn't even have a charter. If you go to look, they have a constitution, but according to my research, they're still under the King's Charter, which is following the Magna Carta, which still gives us our individual sovereign rights. And until somebody challenges this in court and all of these lizards get put in their place that are allegedly doing terrible things to children and adults, and these people continue to get away with this, but they won't for much longer. The City of Kingsport's description of the land it covers in its charter does not exist and is described in brackets. So if you go to the City of Kingsport's jurisdiction, you can see that they describe it as a bracket, ... and another bracket, which means it doesn't exist. So therefore, they have literally no jurisdiction. Yet the court threatens if you do not pay these outlandish fines that Clerk Mandy Mowdy or the other clerks, whatever you want to call them, workers masquerading as clerks, threaten to suspend your driver's license, which should be a criminal offense. And these people need to be held accountable. Kingsport City cops are allegedly using an undercover snitch, as I mentioned, and also using virtual reality to allegedly frame people for crimes they did not commit, using illegitimate flock cameras and Stingray cell site simulator devices in violation of the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, amongst other violations. Officers are allegedly signing non-disclosure agreements about these cameras and systems they have in place. And Officer Angel and probably the other officers are issuing tickets claiming people are using their cell phones while driving, when in reality it's virtual crimes they are setting people up for. And he even admitted on the stand that he uses his cell phone while he's driving, both on and off duty. And of course, they kept the courtroom door was guarded and locked while I was in there on trial, because they don't want any witnesses to show what they're doing in these rooms, which is completely illegal and illegitimate. They do not keep a recording of anything going on in these courtrooms. And I advocate that everybody do a citizen's arrest of these officers, because they cannot have two different standards, one for them and one for everyone else. They don't get any special treatment, especially the ones that are hurting children. And you know who you are. You are going to be held accountable, if not already. We're sick of it. Officers are also using an illegal pin pad that they are forcing drivers to sign under threat of arrest without warrant or probable cause of any crime. You can see from the estrogen-laced receipt paper that turns men into women, there is no signature, and therefore there could be no agreement with the illegitimate fake Tennessee run by Baker Donaldson. Again, this is an allegation, and you are welcome to do the research on Baker Donaldson, Bierman, Caldwell, and Berkowitz. It is documented in multiple court records how Baker Donaldson, they have offices in Tennessee and Johnson City. They represent Greene County and have an alleged stranglehold on Tennessee. How do I know this? You can look at the court records. But they represent Monsanto and Whole Foods, which is, and over 500 corporations, and they have an alleged monopoly on the planet. They represent United States of America and Israel. So what does that tell you? Put two and two together. Howard Baker, he was a 33rd degree Mason. So where do we need to look for these people? Yes, they're hanging out at the lodges. The same ones that Hitler burned down in Germany for all of the corrupt and illegal activities they were doing. If this video gets deleted, please check on the alternative site, odyssey.com. That's ODYSEE, under the keyword Kingsport. One way to stop this harassment is, in my opinion, filing a cease and desist order in federal court for the harassment against the City of Kingsport and its officers. These people must be held accountable for their crimes. To find the location of the flock cameras in your town, here is the link, dflock.me. And also, if you have to go to court for one of these phony tickets, make sure the judge actually swears the officer on the Bible, because they are simply lying through their teeth or believe their virtual reality fake worlds. Possibly poisoned by their own tattoo ink, as if you noticed, all of the officers have tattoos now. Wonder what that means. Make sure you get a copy of the judge's oath of office. And this kangaroo court will not answer the phone, and the judge refuses to allow recording of the court hearing or get a record of the proceedings, which is a complete violation of due process. Your only alternative is to hire a court reporter or have a family or friend come along as witness to their crimes and illegitimacy. Again, the courtroom is locking the door and only allowing a few people in at a time, which is a complete violation of the right for the public to have access to justice and the courts. There is no excuse for the city or county to lock the court doors and to only allow a limited amount of people in at a time. I don't care if they're doing construction work or whatever. There's plenty of buildings in the town of Kingsport to have enough room to hold a supposed court hearing. But there again, because all of this is illegitimate, you can only assume why they're doing this. Control and manipulation is a narcissist weapon. Just remember that. These people are narcissists, and they're sick. The thing is, the chief of police doesn't even have any legal background. I think he has a degree in business management and psychology. How does that qualify somebody with zero legal background to run this joke of a system? In addition, the city attorney is prosecuting these phony traffic offenses and is allowed to bring his cell phone and his laptop into the building. They're also violating the right to a trial by jury. But what happened is these clerks are sitting behind a thick bulletproof glass window. Why is that if they're not doing anything illegal? Please contact me or post a comment regarding these issues. Some attorney, somebody needs to hold these people accountable. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.